So you think Thor, you think the god of thunder, but you actually think also this amazing hammer, Mjolnir. And for us, that was the starting point. Saying, okay, he flies, he has his powers, but he actually has this amazing weapon that you get to wield, and you need to feel almighty. You need to feel like you can smack things. You can do crazy cool moves, signature moves with Mjolnir itself, but also flying and summoning lightning bolts and causing all kinds of crazy storm effects around you.
Yeah.
So for us, he's been a delight to play with, because how often do you get to play as a god and do something so badass cool? They're like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, Mjolnir has its own name for a reason. You know, it has a personality of its own, and I think you'll see that in all of the cool moves and finishers that Thor can do.
I agree. So the fun thing about being Thor and being a god, one of the things that we love about our god characters is that they all still have flaws. They're not perfect. They all have problems. They all still have vulnerabilities. But even that, you think of Mjolnir, it's amazing what he can do with the hammer. We've read it, we've seen it, we've played with it. But there are limits. There's only one Mjolnir. And you can be overrun very quickly with a number of enemies. So Thor has an entirely different set of combat moves if Mjolnir's off, shall we say, pinning an enemy against the wall. They have to then do more fisticuffs kind of melee attacks by hand.
Yeah, you can play Thor in a lot of different ways. You can use the hammer, or you can fly, you can do close melee combat, but also, you know, there are limits to how long you can call down thunder from the sky, so our enemies can challenge that.
So Thor, like all the other heroes, has so many different outfits. Like literally, his wardrobe changes are like a Las Vegas show. It's fantastic. But King Thor we've shown off, and certainly his classic Thor outfit.
I think the best thing about Thor's outfits are the amount of detail that the artists have put into them.
Yeah.
So you really want to get up close and look at all the little details on Thor's hammer, on his chest plate, you know. It's just amazing, the attention to detail.
Because the artist went back through history and even looked at original Norse mythology, and as well as looking at Kirby designs and looking back, you know, from the original comics, saying how do we actually make our own version, our own take on this classic Thor kind of outfit. But you'll see this symbolism throughout the outfit. You're like, wait, where is that from? And if you actually go check, you're like, that actually stems from this particular thread of the history, and it's pretty amazing how much depth they can go into with that.
Mm-hmm. After a day, Thor is feeling very humbled. He also, you know, is just so broken up over the loss of Cap. He lays down his hammer, you know, and he goes to become a servant for the people of Midgard for a while.
Yeah, so definitely seeing Thor's own arc, because every Avenger went through something after A Day, blamed themselves in some way or felt unworthy in his case. So the idea of leaving Mjolnir behind and going off to a different life was a huge life-changing event that he chose to do based on how he thought things went. So I think it's fun to see his arc of how do we get back the Thor that we know and love.
Well, the thing I'd like to tease about Thor is, like, he's actually pretty funny.
Hello. Just like old times.
He and Tony Stark have a bit of a banter going on, so you need to pay attention to that.
Hey, God of Thunder! Stay behind me. Now, bring it!
Thank you for watching.
Stay tuned for more Marvel's Avengers content on Virgin Media's channels soon.